just found a bunch of people on the road who came in and they cheered, and now they're leaving. I'm just kidding. Welcome into the Press Road Show, the #1 rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and definitely in the lovely town of Oxford. Welcome in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Great to be here. Thank you, Bud.
Now, tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, we are going to have a lot of fun with the people who are here, but all of you who are at home, maybe you're wishing you bought a ticket. I don't know. The place is full. It's great. But we love you. We care about you as well. So we're going to do pregame, intermissions, postgame. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's essentially like the Press Row show, except we don't have any rules on this one. Now, I do see kids in attendance, so I think we're going to have a chat. Make sure that the Bundy bombs are perhaps limited. Maybe, I don't know. Unless we get the blessing here from the families. But we have pretty much no rules on this one, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. But guys, let's get into it first. I have a question. Who's from Oxford? Do we have anybody who is from Oxford? All right, we got a couple. What do we call you? Commas? Get it? Oxford commas?
That is so bad, Russ.
Bad grammar
That is
joke.
so bad.
Right.
That is so bad.
We got a couple claps, a couple jeers.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, you haven't pointed out yet that there's somebody who looks a little bit for the people online.
Yeah.
That there's somebody who looks a little bit different up here at the table.
You're right. Bundy kept the mustache.
Yeah, he did. That's what it was.
We love when he has the mustache.
Just for tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe the carnival, too.
We've got our favorite leprechaun. Intern Andrew is here. He's looking dapper. He's looking excited. Give it up for Intern Andrew. What a guy. What a guy.
You know, we got one left. We got one holiday left.
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's saying no.
You're not doing the Easter Bunny suit?
Easter Bunny.
Deirdre, Easter Bunny, right?
All right. Look, tonight's game, we can be honest here. It's going to be tough sledding. The Flyers have made a few lineup changes as well that we want to get to, of course, because, well, we are the place that educates the fans.
Yeah, Dennis Gurianov and Bobby Brink are out allegedly.
How do we feel about Gurianov and Brink being out of the lineup? Is that a
you're putting Atkinson and
we got a grumble.
And Nick Delorier back into the lineup.
And Atkinson are back in. How do we feel about Delorier and Atkinson being back in the lineup tonight? All right, so the lineup change is not going over.
And your starting goalie tonight is Felix Sandstrom.
Felix Sandstrom! Get up for Felix Sandstrom!
Felix Sandstrom.
Can we get a standing ovation? I've heard that helps Philly athletes sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it helps a little bit.
So, tonight's game, Boston, a team that has not exactly played a Boston season.
They've been a little bit weird lately. They have a lot of overtime losses of late. I think they've got the second most overtime losses in the NHL behind the Islanders, who, by the way, lost again in overtime today, which Flyers fans should be happy about. They were beating Ottawa the entire game and then choked it out at the end and only get 1 point, so that helps the Flyers.
Devils losing to Arizona right now, too.
They're down in that game?
3-0.
3-0 in that game, yeah.
All right, so that's good. I mean,
Detroit wins today.
Detroit was a winner. That didn't help. But again, if you're looking at the teams in the Metro that are chasing you, they're not catching up. Like the Flyers are struggling. If they get, we had talked about this the other night, and Bundy and I each said this, right, Russ? And we didn't even say it at the same time. I said it pregame. He wasn't even there, and then he came over, and the first thing he said was, in the stretch of these 7 games, which started with the Toronto game last game and goes through the next 6, if the Flyers can get 6 points in those 7 games, they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah. And then they went out and got how many in that game?
0.
So now it needs to be 6-6.
6-6 now. Yes, that was correct.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You don't have to win every one either, right, Bundy? You can get that loser point.
You can get a loser point, and then the other teams behind you. Now, I wasn't counting it as like Islanders losing a game. Let's say they lose in regulation, 2 points. I wasn't giving that 2 to the Flyers. Yeah. I'm saying they need to earn 6 points. Like actually go, not someone else having a 2-point deficit that they pick up. But even though that is actually true, though, because it does work like that when you look at the standings at the end of the day. But, the Flyers tonight, if you're going to play the Bruins, tonight would probably be the night you want to get them because I don't think Boston's been great lately. They struggled against Montreal. They got their doors blown off them by St. Louis. Now, some people could say, well, that was last game in Boston, and I don't really want to be the next team up in Boston. That's the Flyers tonight.
Yeah.
But Boston just hasn't been playing well, and I'm a big believer that when a team goes in a rut, they stay in it for 5 or 8 games, And the same thing goes when you're winning. It seems to be the trend that you stay on top a little bit longer too. So it's a big 2 points tonight, but again, I think the nights you're going to be surprised, and I hope I'm right, that the night you're not expecting the team to play well or do something special, they're going to end up surprising you.
Yeah.
And I hope that starts tonight. The good thing next game is it's Toronto again, right, Ant? Tuesday?
Toronto on Tuesday after the Carnival, yep.
So you get a quick revenge against them.
Yeah.
But if you can win tonight, like you could be, hypothetically, because I'm a big revenge guy. Like if a team just beats you at home and you got them again at home, I mean, it's hard to double up on a team. They have skill, but I'm just saying it is harder. So if the Flyers can muster up one tonight, they're going to have an opportunity, to go over 500 on this 7 games. But tonight's huge, and it's a team that, quite frankly, all of us in this room know they've been awful against for years and years and years, and they've been especially bad in Boston. So, when it's crunch time now, the games are extremely meaningful. Every shift is. This is one you're going to have. If you're a playoff team, you've got to dig in and win a game. This is the one to do it.
And it's interesting you say that, Bundy, because when we were down in the locker room after the game the other night, Scott Lawton was the first player to talk. And the first thing that he said is we have to recognize what it's like to play games at this time of year. Mm-hmm. We have to learn to do and it was the first time all year we've kind of heard them say something like, we have to figure this out. We have to learn. Like all year long, they've been pushing and kind of surprising people. This was the first time it was like, well, we have to learn what this is like. And it's those things that you hear when those players say those things that it makes you wonder, like, are they doubting themselves a little bit, right? They got to get over that. They got to get past that right away if they want to be able to hold on to this last playoff spot in the Metro.
And quite frankly, they're going to have to be a lot more difficult to play against. I mean, the other night wasn't really hard. It was, a team came in. Toronto's got so much skill, and Matthews, you see it on display, but there was no Marner in that game the other day. Toronto's D, they're not that good. No. Like, get the puck in the zone on them, and you can work them over pretty good. And the Flyers didn't do that.
And Samsonov's not the greatest goaltender in the world either, right?
No. And so, I just didn't like the process of that game the other night. And I didn't like the fact that the Flyers didn't get ugly enough against Toronto at home. They made it too easy. There was a lot of stupidity in the third, too. The game was still there at 3-1. And defensively, the Flyers take just an awful shift, makes it 4-1, and that was the game. But tonight's different. I mean, this is another team, and they got a guy in Pasternak that just has dominated the
Kills
Flyers.
the Flyers. It seems like he gets a hat trick.
We're booing Pasternak. Wow, we got a little.
Someone said,
wait, you're booing pasta in an Italian restaurant? You can't do that.
That was a setup for all
do that. No, but he does seem to get a hat trick every time that they play the Flyers. I just feel like, guarantee Pasternak's going to score at least one, if not more. We had a question there. What was the question there from Philly Originals?
Which one?
Yeah, that one. How much rope is Stahl going to get? That's a good question. Flyers need breakout efficiency and speed. Andre good enough to spot in at least until Sealer is back. So there's a lot to unpack with that question. Just to answer it, how much more rope is Stahl going to get? I think he gets enough until Sealer gets back. I don't think that they're going to call up Andre to replace him. And it's because two reasons. One, they don't think Andre is quite yet ready for the NHL during a playoff push. If this was November or December, you would see Emil Andre up right now, I think. But considering where they're at now, they think it's more important for him to play 22 minutes a night in the AHL with the Phantoms than it would be to play 13 minutes a night rotating in and sharing time with Mark Stahl on Torts' whims, whether or not to play the young player or to play the veteran.
One thing that looks different, though, tonight, just if this is indeed correct, York is with Sanheim. That will stay. I thought York was good last game. I don't know what Sanheim was doing in the third.
Yep.
He came over on that near side play, and all he had to do was stay in the middle of the ice, and it's still a 3-1 game, and the wrong guy was Matthews coming in on that half breakaway. I'm looking at York and Sanheim tonight, Mark Stahl and Ronnie Attard, and Zamula and Johnson.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough after the first pair.
Well, last time they had Stahl and Johnson.
Yeah.
It's just tough after you get after York and Sanheim. How much? Is there confidence at all with either of those other pairs? I don't know. I don't see it.
Well, at least the young guys are getting mentored.
Absolutely the truth.
I think that's also part of why it's so hard to evaluate Sandstrom, or even when Erson's had the struggles that he's had, because they're down 3 of their best defensemen, 1 via trade, 2 via injury.
Yeah.
And we talked about at the beginning of the year, if you can play a solid system in front of them, and if you do have defensemen that are able to kind of play over their level, it'll help your netminders. But like right now, you go down that. Even that first pair, Sanheim has not been consistent all season, and York has played better of late, but like he's also been inconsistent. So looking at that as your top pair and saying, well, at least we've got that, and then looking at the 2 after it, not great. Like that's not great for your 2 goalies that you're going to really have to ride down the stretch, unless.
Nah, you got time before the Russian kid gets over here. He's not even Russian. He's Belarusian, if we want to be specific.
Thank you for being specific.
Kolosov won't be here probably until, I'm going to say, first week of April. And even then, I think he's starting with the Phantoms if they're still playing.
Can we get him on a boat, and then we can take that boat to like the Jersey coast, and we can go meet him with a tugboat, and we can just bring him in that way? Okay. And then just send him to Voorhees, and like it'll be fine. No one will know.
Yeah, that works. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
that sounds like a plan.
That's fine.
Yeah,
what could possibly go wrong?
Sneaking him into the country.
Yes, it happens in the movies all the time. Right, whatever it takes.
Every year, there's like one NHL team now that's like terrified of any of their Russian players going home for vacation.
That they won't come back.
Yeah. Like remember last year, like Minnesota was worried about Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Like he went home and like they weren't sure if he's going to get back.
Well, because there were the concerns about the military service thing. The same thing that happened with Fedotov.
Yeah. That's what there is a small concern with that, but they're trying to just be very patient and play the game the right way, and that's why it's not happening right away.
Got it.
So. Anyway, so some great. Just so the people at home know the great stuff that we have. We got to thank some people here at La Sicilia, not just the people at La Sicilia, but the Flyers charities really gave us a lot of great stuff to give away here tonight. We got to thank Joe Seville, the PR guy, got us some of the autographed pucks that we're giving away. Bundy, you and Rick able to get us your signed jersey, which is a really cool thing. Rick Halverson, so good stuff, but from you guys, and we really have some great stuff that's going to be given. We got a Konechny helmet, a Cam York stick. We got pucks signed by Sanheim and Cates, and a lot of other Flyers swag over there. So it's going to be a really cool thing for the people here in attendance at La Sicilia.
Good stuff, guys.
We didn't even have to cue them. How about that?
Anyway, I guess I got to ask this question.
Yeah.
I got to ask this question because we said we weren't going to, and then we decided to do it. We all ate the food before we came on the air. All the 3 of us were like, maybe we'll wait till the first period, and then we didn't. We went up and ate, and we ate like fiends, right?
Yes.
Bundy even went back for seconds already.
Good for
right?
him.
So I had a second. He's like, diving into the pizza again.
Do you notice that he still has the napkin tucked in there too? Yeah. I didn't even know if he knew it was there.
The napkin,
I was just kind of like, it's like lovely.
Tucked
it's like
into the shirt, right? It's good.
Don't want any pizza sauce on the shirt.
That's right. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So the question I have to ask, I'll ask you guys first, and then we'll ask the room.
Okay.
But I'll ask you guys first. What'd you think of the food?
Fantastic.
So good.
10.
It's a 10, Bundy?
10, wow.
Yep. He actually said, I swear to you, and Danielle, you can tell Victor this when you go back. I'm talking to the owner of La Sicilia. You can tell Victor that Bundy literally just said to me before we went on the air, best pizza I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's a big statement. Still working.
You guys, I'm assuming everybody here liked the food as well?
If you're enjoying the food, make some noise. All right. Well, we have what? We said, I mean, in fairness, like when we talked about what food would be here, we said pizza, check. Pasta, check. Assorted goodies, check. Dessert, still to come. Get excited.
But it'll be good.
It's going to be great.
They're Italian desserts.
And I saw there's roast pork sandwiches over there.
Roast pork
Anybody
is over
try
there?
the roast pork?
Roast pork is good.
All right.
Sausage and peppers were my favorite, of course. They're always my favorite.
Do we want to go by like item? Do you want to see like what the favorite thing is? Is that what we're going for here? Or
well, you can ask. We can ask. Right. You know what? We'll do the poll during the first period, and we'll report it during the first intermission.
All right, that's good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We have people.
By the way, one other Flyers item.
Please do.
The coach is back tonight behind the bench. My buddy John Tortorella.
That silly coach.
He's going to join us live via Zoom after for an interview.
He's back behind the bench. Bundy, you think that has any impact on the game at all?
If you ask John, for sure. You know what? Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're just used to the same voice, right? And again, I don't know if it was just like Toronto outskilled them the other night or whatever happened, but they didn't have a lot of mojo. And you know what? To be honest with you, people will notice if they watch the game too. I thought the Flyers were just okay against San Jose too. Like it was kind of just an type of game. You know, they ended up winning. But they could have lost that game just as easily, you know, against the Sharks. So I did notice a little drop in their intensity, and we'll find out tonight if that has something to do with Torts. I mean, he gets up your ass, you know, like he's in your ear, up your rear end on the bench. He doesn't stop the whole game, and it doesn't give you a chance to break in your head either. So you're going to keep the foot down. As we said, though, through the year, that becomes difficult to do every single night. And the Flyers this year have done that a lot of nights. They played hard with their foot down.
Let's actually go to that really quick. So the idea, and we've talked about this a ton now at this point, about the way that they've had to play and about if it's going to have a negative effect on players. If you have to look at one player in this game that's key, like Sean Couturier kind of has to be that guy, but based on how he's played of late, do you expect him to will he rise to the occasion tonight, or are we really looking at a guy who has kind of been broken down this season?
Well, he's hit the wall. I mean, let's be honest. He's hit the wall. And it's not for lack of effort. It's not like the guy's out there not trying to play his best brand of hockey. But, you know, you don't play hockey for 2 years and then you try and get through an 82-game season. When you get to game 65, it's not going to be that easy anymore, right? I mean, that's just what it is. It's just the nature of you know, the human body. That's what it is. And, you know, I think he's trying to play as best as he can, man. But there's a reason he's on the fourth line of late, and it's because he can't play the big minutes because they burned him out earlier in the year.
Oh, wait, did he just said it?
Well, he did. But
did.
What else was he going to do? We talked about this. Like,
yeah.
So if you don't use Torts, like playing him 20 minutes and 3 seconds, I think is what the average was till he hit the wall by our standards and clock. The Flyers may not be where they are, right? If they don't empty the tank on him. So it's kind of like give and take. And as for me, I got no problem with it because the Flyers, now they're going to have to hang on. They're going to have to figure out how to do this because you're not getting the same coots now that you were getting in November. And that's just because, as Anthony said, his tank is empty. And it doesn't matter how – it's hard to refill it in the middle of March. That's the big thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, I guess we have to get to some predictions here because we're a few minutes away from the game starting.
Yeah, one thing, though, before we do the predictions, just so for the people at home, obviously intern Andrew's in the costume. He's going to do his – you remember when at Christmas when he was dressed as the elf? He gave us a Christmas poem. Remember that? Right? That was huge, right? Did very well for us. He's got another poem for today that he's going to do at first intermission.
Do you want to hear a poem from the leprechaun?
Yeah. First intermission. First intermission from intern Andrew, and then second intermission, intern Andrew trivia. And for those of you in attendance, you know, intern Andrew does trivia at second intermission every day every time we do the Press Row show. We're going to have another special second trivia question just for the people here, and there will be another autograph prize that will be available to the first person who can answer that trivia question.
All right.
That's not up there. Something that's not up there. Yeah. So anyway, now we can get to predictions.
All right. So this game, I think, are being pretty realistic about it. They're missing some guys, and Boston is Boston, and Boston does very well against this Flyers team. Where do we see this one going? Let's go first to the man with the lucky charms, intern Andrew.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Flyers are going to shock the world and get a point before they lose 4-3 in a shootout tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, you got it as a close game. That's all right. It's good. It's good.
All right.
Go ahead. Russell?
I'm just happy we have each other. The Bruins are going to win this one 5-2.
5-2 is your pick, huh?
Yeah.
You're close. I think we're real close. I have Boston as well, 5-3. I think the Flyers are actually going to score a few goals. There's something about this alternating goalies in Boston thing that I don't love. Bundy, do you?
No.
Right? I mean, I just...
shows a lack of stability a little bit, what they believe, too, right?
Yeah, I'd pick one. Pick a guy at this point in the season. This is the 13th straight game they've alternated goalies. And it didn't work for them last year when it got to the playoffs, right? I mean, they got bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
So I went I'm going 5-3 Boston.
5-3.
Yeah.
Bundy?
I'm going to go I'm going to go 4-3 Boston.
Oh, I really thought I thought there was a chance.
I can't do it tonight. And Boston's had trouble scoring, but that's the lowest amount of goals I can see them getting tonight.
Yeah, only because of Sandstrom.
Yes.
In my mind, with this defense. And that's the only reason. If it was Urson and you had maybe one more defenseman in the lineup, I could conceivably pick the Flyers in the game. Right?
From the desperation standpoint.
Just from the desperation standpoint.
Is there something? I know that we said, like, no, it really won't make a big difference to have Torts there, but, like, after having 2 games of the substitute teacher on the bench, does having him come back get this team? Is his impact what keeps the game close, or do they have a chance to go over? I want to know from the people in attendance, is there anybody here tonight who feels like the Flyers are going to walk away with this one? I got 1, I got 2, 3. Peer pressure. All right, it stopped at 3.
3.
Right. Well, you know
what? The entire room picked Boston. 3 people picked the Flyers.
And there aren't only 4 people in the room. So this is like, so just to be clear. All right. We'll see how this one goes. We will be back during first intermission. For the fine folks over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe and you share the video. And if you're on Facebook, hit that like as well. If you're on Twitter, go over to YouTube and subscribe. Okay? Guys, anything else before we prepare here? We have the screen. Everything is set up over here. Anything that you guys want to get to before the game begins?
So Delorier's in the lineup tonight, as we said. Does Boston have anything of any? I'm just trying to think. Like, it's just odd.
Do you think it's going to be like a drop the gloves at the faceoff?
Well, I mean, if he's in the lineup, I mean, he was in against Rempe, right against the Rangers, and he was in it, but he wasn't against Toronto the other night, and they had Reeves.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, like if you were going to put him in, and that's where you're trying to create energy. Reeves was in the game last game, and Delorier wasn't. But I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. We're looking if Boston's got anybody. Well, it ain't Van Riemsdyk.
He's back. He's back in the lineup tonight. He missed the last game. He's back in.
How many power play points will James Van Riemsdyk have tonight?
Or Brazier?
Does anybody think James Van Riemsdyk's going to have a power play point tonight? Or just booing James Van Riemsdyk's name? All right. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think he scores tonight. I don't.
All right, make some noise if you think.
Patrick Maroon.
He's in Boston.
Is he out in this game? Is he playing?
I didn't see his name on there.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to score for the Flyers tonight? If you think Konechny's going to find one, make some noise. Konechny? A little bit, okay. Delorier? All right, we'll stop there.
Yeah, we'll stop there. That's a good one. Yeah.
I think it's probably time. I think the game is about to begin. So, big thank you to everybody who tuned in online. We'll be back first intermission, second intermission, and postgame, as we are the #1 rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show.
And now everybody go up and get seconds.
Yes, everybody in attendance. Time to go eat. Eat more. All right. Online people, we'll talk to you very soon. There it is. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and absolutely the number one show here in Oxford, PA.
I want to know, like, maybe by this time next year, how many more places you're going to add into that introduction.
Don't worry about it. And who said it's going to stop now? We're going to get even more geographically specific. Oh, are you talking about hemispheres? Oh, you're giving me ideas.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to say, a little bit surprising. We're here. The Flyers, they scored a goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal. It was a nice goal.
They then blew the lead. But, hey, it's all about the fact that they were able to get on the board. You walk into that period tied.
Yeah, let's talk
and then you walk out of it tied. Not bad.
Let's talk about the good stuff first.
Sure.
Let's talk about the good stuff first. The Bruins didn't get a shot on goal until 7 minutes left in the first period, I believe it was, right? Somewhere around 7 minutes ago in the first period. And the Flyers played a really, really tight defensive game. Boston couldn't even get set up, Bundy, in the Flyers zone in that period. Ultimately they get the goal, but beyond that, really, they didn't really test Sandstrom all that much.
Well, the one play, remember before the goal was scored, where Pasternak had it right in the middle?
Yeah, he hit the post, actually. Yeah.
And Boston did control a little bit of the time down there, but they weren't not getting pucks in the net, and the Flyers came back in transition. Again, when you play Boston, you got to be smart against them, right? And like when they come chances on them, and that's unfortunately for the goal that they scored. It was just a misread in play, with the Stahl jumping on the guy. I did see the replay.
That's a nice way to put it.
You're being polite.
Yeah,
you're being polite. No, so what happens on that goal? Just for we didn't get to really see the replay, but it's 2-on-2, right? And the drop pass goes off to Geekie, who eventually scores the goal. And Mark Stahl abandons his spot on the left side of the defense and goes and follows the player who did the drop. I forget who did the drop pass. I got to look at the stats. But he basically leaves all that open ice for Geekie to get the shot. If he just stays in his lane, right, it's probably not even a shot on goal from there.
As defensemen, when you take a 2-on-2, you stay together, the D, and you never switch. The two defensemen going back always stay in the same lane. And what's funny is and the forwards with the puck, they can switch all they want.
Right.
They can drop, go around each other all you want, but the D never do. But what happens is when one guy drops the puck, if you're not thinking, the defense was like, I'm just going to stay with that guy. Then you end up two guys on the same player, and that's exactly what happened. So, again, there's no need to panic. A 2-on-2 is one of the easiest things to actually defend if you just stay in your lane. Because if they're going to get the puck, funnel it to the front of the net, they're going to have to get somehow into the middle anyhow. And if they want to shoot from the perimeter, go ahead.
I guess that's part of the frustration, though, is like if you've been sitting back wondering why Mark Stahl is still getting ice time and that Eric Johnson is getting ice time, right? And you sit back, somebody said it before. I'm not going to say who. It wasn't me. It was me. I just don't know why, you're getting these vets in, right? Because you apparently don't trust Jennings to be up here. You don't trust Emil Andre, or you said last game they don't want to have him playing third pair minutes. But you do have guys, you have bodies, you have young guys that you could have playing, and the veteran Stahl is the one who makes the boneheaded play. That, to Bunny's point, it really shouldn't be that difficult of a play to make. So I think that kind of compounds the frustration.
Well, it certainly does. It certainly compounds the frustration. But it's not the reason to sit there and say, well, the young kid could have come up and made the same mistake. Well, of course they could have.
Or maybe he would have made the right play.
Or maybe he makes the right play. But either way, the point is that you put a young player a little bit more developmental risk. And that's what they're weighing there. Mark Stahl's not a part of your future. He makes that mistake. It doesn't matter. They're not happy about it in the moment. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. But if Emil Andre is making that mistake, or Ronnie Attard is making that mistake, or Jennings making that mistake, and then you want them to say, well, don't do that again, but then they think when they're out there the next time, and they make a different kind of mistake. Mm-hmm. You don't want that to be a developmental thing at this level. So I think that's why it's easier to let a veteran make that mistake than it is to let a rookie make that mistake.
Well, let's put it to the people here in Oxford. Who would you rather see, and we're gonna weigh this by the amount of noise that you make.
Right, yeah.
Who would you rather see getting the opportunity to make these good plays or mistakes? All in favor of Stahl. All those in favor of one of the young guys. That's unanimous. We're in an election year, and we know the world is not unanimous, and yet we're all unanimous here.
You're going to start doing Bernie on that one?
No.
What else would you like to get to from
Well,
that
the
period?
goal
'Cause
was
there's-
great. Let's talk about the goal.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, Garnet Hathaway makes a hell of a pass to Ryan
guy.
Poehling. I mean,
Those
those
two.
guys have played so well together since day one. I mean, they were together as a fourth line in the opener. And, you know, they separated a couple times. They moved Poehling a little bit. But the two of them have been together most of the year. And I just love when they're on the ice together. They play a brand of hockey, Bundy, that I think is a little bit of a throwback style, a little bit that people in this market embrace a little bit more. And it's just fun to watch, right?
Yeah, well, they're north-south players, right? There's no, what you're going to get out of them. They're not going to try to make sexy plays. I mean, they're more than capable of playing a good 2-on-1 play like we saw, but you know, they're going to go north, they're going to go to the net, they're going to get back, they're going to finish bodies, they're going to get dirty after the whistle sometimes, provide energy when needed.
Get the coach kicked out.
All kinds of those things. So, no, I mean, but again, they're really important players when they're playing well. And a lot of the time, they won't get a lot of attention because of limited minutes. And believe me, when you may play Poehling, depending on center, but a lot of those guys won't get the type of minutes you think you're going to get in playoff games. You know, you need scores, goals go in, but certainly that was a big transition goal for them tonight to give the Flyers a lead in this game.
Speaking of transitions, let's go from the hockey game to what people are really here for tonight. Intern Andrew's poem. Now, the first one was a blast, and we're not saying that he has a high bar to clear, but he does. Now, are you sure you want to try? Because this will be compared to the first one.
Believe me, I'm aware. I mean, it's very rare that the sequel lives up to the original, but it does happen. You know, you figure
Godfather 2.
Empire Strikes Back, I thought was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
World War II was pretty intense. And you know what? I thought the New Testament was pretty interesting. Do you guys think I'm the first person in human history to wear a leprechaun costume in an Italian restaurant?
That's possible. That's possible.
I have to be.
Yes.
All right. So before I start, on a more serious note, I'm curious, Bundy, how important are the first 5 stanzas of this limerick?
It's important, especially in the second period. Talking about the first 5 minutes?
No, the first five stanzas of his poem.
It's everything because you can make it or break it.
Okay.
Right over his head.
But this is going to be really important, and it is. But I have faith in you. We've been waiting on this for a couple months.
Yeah.
No pressure.
All right, have
Not
at
at
it.
all.
Have at it.
You guys can hear me okay in the back? All right. Let's do this. On a Saturday in Oxford, PA, we gather to watch the Flyers play. The intern prepared a limerick with his leprechaun gimmick, so here's what I have to say. This is going to be a tight one indeed, but nothing in hockey is guaranteed. But let's not all fret, because lest we forget, the Bruins once blew a 3-0 series lead.
That's true. That's true.
That has nothing to do with tonight, but I just love bringing that up. That was awesome. And yes, at times, the Flyers have looked depleted, but they've battled back whenever we've needed. And sure, this team has some holes, but if we went off of Russ's expected goals, I think they'd actually be undefeated.
It's true. Yeah.
Sure, when the Flyers lose, it brings us all sorrow, but I have some happy thoughts you can all borrow. 65% of you voted proud, so we can all laugh out loud when Russ goes in the dunk tank tomorrow.
That's right.
Then we gotta get into this. Then that kid thought he was worth $1 million and had people telling him that playing in Philly sucks. So Cutter started crying and Kevin Hayes started lying, so we shipped his ass off to the Ducks. So Briere and Jonesy had to roll the dice. But I think bringing in Drysdale should suffice. Because now our power play's not the worst. We're up to 31st. And also Jamie shook my hand twice.
That's right. He did. He did.
I'm just laughing at what's coming. Bundy, you certainly are a riot. And the last thing you should ever be is quiet. And yes, sometimes you favorite your own tweets, but in trivia you never cheat, unlike Hitch, who often does on his diet. Now there is one other thing we have to mention. I think Torrance and Ant need an intervention. John, how long will this go? Well, I'll never know, because he refuses to answer any of my questions. So yeah, I'm sure he'll never answer when he's asked. So we'll probably just have to put this in the past. He may want us out of his hair, but we're not going anywhere. And that's a promise from that silly podcast.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Bravo.
I had another stanza.
Oh, he's got
That wasn't even
bonus stanza. Bonus stanza.
That wasn't even the closer.
Oh.
That was just the setup, man.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
So now this limerick is finally finished. And Snow the goalie thanks you for your business. With that, my time here is done. I hope your St. Patrick's Day is fun. Now, someone please bring me a Guinness. Thank you, Oxford.
That's right. That's great. That was fantastic.
That's awesome.
You got a future, kid. You got a future with the poetry.
That's great stuff.
Thank you.
We're gonna start calling you Walt.
I'll tell you what,
Like Walt Whitman.
you nailed it again.
Yeah. You know you're not supposed to favorite your own tweets, right?
Really?
That's a generational thing, Andrew.
52
it's a
years old of you.
generational thing. It's technology.
I wish you guys could see all the comments right now. We got lots of 5 stars and applause and well done, sir. Hats off to the intern. Well done. Beer that leprechaun.
My favorite is this guy, Tysky, who's not even a normal person who chimes in.
Well, it might be a normal person, just not normally on the stream.
No joke. That was actually really good.
Well, thank you. Do you have that picture ready or no?
Oh, I do. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
I'll add it to the...
Yeah, so
I promised my buddy I would.
So we had somebody sent us a photo. I'll set it up a little bit. We got a photo sent in for a couple of folks, Flyers fans, who could not be here tonight. But they decided to send in a photo. And Russ is...
Which you can't see right now.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll put
you
up on the
will.
screen. But Russ is going to put it up for everybody at home.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
And it's 2 guys watching the feed on their TV. So they're watching us at home. And they both got sweatshirts on that say, they're black sweatshirts with orange lettering, Intern Andrew, with a hockey stick in the middle.
I'll say the kid is my best friend from Penn State.
Oh, well, that sucks. Now you ruined it. Now you ruined it.
His dad.
That's his dad. That's a good. He got his dad to win.
I want to give him
the pool. What was it, 2-for-1 sale?
I wanted to give him his due credit. So that's my buddy Ryan Cornelius, he's a listener, and they're actually not Flyers fans. He's a huge Ducks fan. So you got mad at me early in the year because I was high-fiving somebody with a Ducks.
Oh, that's right.
Well, that was him.
Yes. So,
Yeah, but that was pre-Gauthier trade.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is legitimately like the biggest Ducks fan, at least in this time zone. But he obviously the Ducks, as bad as they've been, he kind of hates hockey now. He said, but like this, legitimately, this show is the only hockey content that he consumes.
That's
so
good.
those
That's
sweatshirts were awesome, Ryan. Thank you. That honestly means a lot. You're a great friend.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
look at that. That was sweet.
Good stuff.
He does a nice poem. He does a shout out. He says something like kind at the end. We should.
I know. Doesn't fit right now. Doesn't fit.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, well, we got about a minute and a half left in intermission. I know we got to do the big photo, right? So why don't we wrap this up just a minute and a half early? Apologies to those people watching online.
Yep.
But we'll be back at
next
second
time, and
intermission.
you get to join in on all the hilarity.
Yeah, but
I
we
would
want
say,
everybody to be able to be part of that photo, and then we'll put it out on Twitter so that they can all have it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Social media, we'll
Yeah.
put it out places
Yeah.
so everybody can get it.
Yep.
Oh, wait, by the way,
What?
just real quick, we've got a super chat, so you got to put that
Whoa,
up.
Super chat.
Ed Coleman said, paid for. Thanks, Ed, for your donation. It says that open gets a super chat. Excellent work, intern Andrew. So look at that. You got us a little bonus there.
Do I get to keep those $5?
You get to keep the whole $5. The whole
you.
$5 are yours.
Look
yes.
at you.
Thank you, Ed.
People are going to start tipping intern Andrew.
Just him, and not us.
him.
We
Just
don't get
him.
any of it.
That's
Just
right.
intern Andrew gets it.
All right.
All right.
Everybody
Everybody,
make our way back there.
Yep.
Same rules apply. Short
Yep.
at the front, tall at the back.
everybody online, we'll talk to you in the second intermission, and of course post-game for a very short. It'll be a very short post-game show tonight, but we'll be back second intermission on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. A big thank you to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe, and keep an eye out on Twitter. We got a nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah,
How
it's
about
great.
that? Yeah, sure. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. like this.
This is
Can
good.
we do a live show every day? It's lovely, you know?
Yeah, it's like a tire pump for your head every time.
Yeah, my
That's what
head's
it
already
is.
big enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it just deflates after. I'm pretty sure that tomorrow, like when I wake up and our kids are going to wake us up, long before we want to be up. But when they're downstairs, I'm pretty sure that if I just go to the top of the stairs and yell, "Oh yes," I'm not going to get the same.
No,
response.
you're not. You're not. You're not. Although you might after the kids get to dunk you in the dunk tank tomorrow.
I don't know.
Nancy, what do you think, Nance?
The dunk. So here's the problem with the dunk tank. All right, I'm in negotiations. I'm in negotiations with the Flyers. Listen, Anthony did it last year. What happened? He broke his toe. All right, that's not a great selling thing. And who bought him a cake? Val Camillo. Is she here anymore? No. Is anybody in the Flyers going to buy me a cake if I break my toe? No.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, because our buddy Sean's gone too. Yeah.
I'm also trying to get maybe a little earlier time slot. They're talking about like 2:30.
Did you text him?
I think I did. I might not have. But anyway, we've had a lot of fun. Have we had fun tonight here at La Sicilia? All right. We put the picture out on Twitter. A really nice group of people here.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. And we have a lot of raffles and stuff that we're going to be getting to. And
we actually have one during the show. During intermission because we have Intern Andrew Trivia.
Intern Andrew's Trivia. Whoever gets it right in attendance is going to win. Should we say what it is?
No, because no,
not the name.
No, it's an autographed puck.
An autographed puck.
Yes.
All right. So make sure you pay attention. It's a good price. But if you're at home and you're feeling FOMO, the feeling of missing out, you should. You should.
It took me a minute to figure that one out,
but
Bundy.
don't worry, don't fret.
FOMO.
Next time.
FOMO. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure that one out. It's like me figuring out FOMO is like Bundy retweeting himself.
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. All right. So anyway,
I didn't even know that was a
real
thing.
We've had a lot of fun out here. A lot of great food, and we have all the prizes and stuff coming up. But we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention what happened in that period.
Yeah. No, it was a good period again.
The Flyers took a lead again. They blew a lead again. But they're competitive in this game, and they're certainly... Look, we all kind of picked a relatively close score, but they've kept it close. I wouldn't say
they've been ahead. They've not been behind, right? I mean, so they've been ahead.
I wouldn't say that they've dominated play.
Look, it wasn't a power play goal. It wasn't a power play goal because the guy had just come out of the box. But for all intents and purposes, it was, and that's a positive because this team never scores on the power play.
That's true. Ask Rocky Thompson if he thinks it counts.
Yeah, well, in the immortal words of Rocky Thompson, our power play stinks.
Poor Rocky though. Trying to get the thing going. He's thinking we're gonna get. Oh, geez, it just expired.
Yeah, it didn't count. Doesn't count.
Poor guy.
It's not one guy. We talk about this, folks that listen. It's not one guy. It's his responsibility to manage it. But I tell you what, the Flyers got enough voices in there on the power play talk. I mean, they got LeClaire and Sharp here.
Yeah.
And Briere, if you really needed it.
Yeah. And Jonesy. I mean, Jonesy was on a power play a little bit, right?
And maybe in Junior B.
Maybe I was thinking when he was in Colorado. He played a little bit.
I think at some point, Anthony, we were all on the power play.
Yes. That was funny. Remember we looked that up? I looked it up and I found that you had scored a couple of power play goals that one year. I was like...
Everybody starts their career with some power play time. And then you work your way off it. If you're not like a regular guy. And the worst with being a defenseman, and I did not play power play. I mean, 8 of my 12 years or whatever I was in the league. And I was fine with it. The worst part, though, is when you had like a train going to the box.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like... and then you lose your legs and you kind of look at the coach like, you know what? There's 45 seconds left, right? In power play?
Yeah.
I'm going out whether you like it or not.
And what would Hitch say back to you there, Bundy?
Hey, Wayne. It's Wayne Fleming. He goes, Wayne, make sure you get the right pairs out on this power play. I don't want Bundy out there. He'll be making errors with the puck on the blue line. But I will tell you guys one thing. The buffet at La Sicilia was second to none. I had 3 servings and 16 cannoli.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
It breaks me every
that's
time.
fantastic.
It breaks me every time.
Yeah, but then they gave up a goal. Charlie Coyle.
Let's not get lost in the negatives.
Well, I mean, guess who was on the ice for that one again? Who was it? Stall. Oh,
don't call him bathroom stall. Who just said that? It was me.
Russ Joy.
He's just not good. He's just not,
No, he's not good.
He's not good.
No, he's not.
But they're
not.
going to keep. They're going to. All right.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
We just have to address this really quick because Ryan clearly doesn't know.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because we have a sponsor.
So Ryan, actually, I am no beers deep. I haven't been beers deep in over 13 years, and one of the reasons. Thank you. Something I am proud of, and there's a lot of people in our community that look for support regularly. So I don't drink beers, but I tell you what, I don't discourage from anyone who does enjoy beers because that's not my business. But if you're looking for help, it becomes my business with Pennsylvania Recovery Center, Russ. I know you have the number right there. That's something. We have 3 facilities in the city right now in the area: New Jersey, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, and Fishtown, which we are moving to Center City off of Vine Street. We have mental health. Housing, mental health support, as well as addiction support housing as well. So I'm not stopping. It's the most genuine and best work I do in this city, and I feel like I'm on a mission. On top of doing Snow the Goalie.
Well, and think about how good you are at Snow the Goalie, and if that's your best work.
It is.
So just how good you are at that.
It is.
Considering how good you are on this.
That's right.
And you know what? I wanted an opportunity to mix the two, talk hockey, and then share my recovery story and try to give others hope. And that's exactly what I have the opportunity of doing right now. So I'm no beers in deep, and that just proves to you can have a whole lot of fun. And you don't need to drink at all.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's the truth.
There you go, Bundy. But the phone number for Pennsylvania Recovery Center is in the description of this episode on YouTube and on Facebook, and their phone number is 610-233-4342. What's so funny, Giggly Bits?
That's my friend.
Oh, because your friend's the one who asked the question. The one that we gave kudos to about the hoodie?
Love you too, Ryan.
This is why.
I texted him as soon as I saw it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, no.
Is that one of your friends?
Yeah,
That
it
was
is.
his.
Obviously not a close one, right?
Good guy. Didn't say he was.
He was a friend. He's not anymore.
Penn State education.
Oh, jeez. And now the crowd turns. I'm supposed to be the one that turns heel on the crowd, not you. All right. We have something that we can get into here that is very exciting, especially, I know we know the people at home, they get very excited about being able to participate in this, but all of you here, hello. It's time for Intern Andrew Trivia, and this one is special because there's an autographed puck on the line. Now, who signed it? That might be the question you have. We can't tell you because it may or may not be tied to this trivia question.
Well, no, it is. And
No,
Andrew's going to explain it. But you'll see. Go ahead. Andrew,
Go
is his
on.
mic up?
Young leprechaun.
So I'm asking the one for the fans first, not you guys?
Yeah, ask the fans one first.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me the puck?
Puck. Okay.
What the puck? There we go.
All right. So I'm holding in my hand an autographed puck from an unnamed member of the 2023-24 Philadelphia Flyers, who played 1 year of college hockey before transferring to those
Another school.
University of Minnesota, who I
Hold on.
hate. As a
Pause.
Penn State fan, I hate
Are
them.
we giving it to the person who yells it out, or are we looking for a hand?
Well,
How are we doing it?
Hand.
All right, so we have to make sure that we're being diligent. I'll take that quadrant.
Yeah, all right, got it. We got it, Russ. We got it.
It's important to have the rules here, Ant.
Got
Go
it.
ahead.
So he played 1 year of college hockey at a place that has only in history produced 14 NHL players. Ironically, Anthony Stolarz, former Flyers great goaltender, played there. University of Nebraska, Omaha.
What current Flyer played at the University of Nebraska, Omaha?
Don't go Googling it now.
Got a guess back there, yeah. Not
That is
Noah
incorrect.
Cates.
Oh, we got one.
Got one here.
No.
Not
DeLorean,
DeLorean.
no.
You don't get a second guess.
We're not
There's a
leaving
guy
until
right back
somebody
there.
gets this.
Not Paling. Not Tippett.
Tippett.
No.
Not Forster. That was the next one back there.
No.
Not Hattard.
Not Hathaway.
Not
No.
Hathaway.
Eventually, you're going to.
He actually did play there, but Mom, do you have a guess or no?
Eric.
No.
Not Konechny. Go ahead. No.
Frost.
All right, I'll give a clue. Can I give a clue?
Oh. Do you want to wait?
Go ahead,
You want to wait? No. No, she wants to wait for the clue. That's a smart play.
He is not playing in this game.
Not Erison,
No,
not Ginning.
No. Not
Not
Bobby
Brink?
Brink.
Love him, though.
Who's the home of the handshake? Oh, come on. Think.
Russ mentioned him before the game. He's
Yeah.
currently on the roster, yes. Currently on the roster.
Not Drysdale.
I love brain fart collectively.
Not York. No.
No. Nick Sealer. Nick Sealer, right in the back. Nick Sealer is the answer. Give him the puck. Give him the puck.
Now what do we do?
No, give him the puck. Give him the
I will not be
puck.
responsible.
I'm party pooping.
Right straight back in the center. Nick Sealer is the correct answer.
After 50 guesses, we have to go.
All right.
Yes.
All right, there we go. I'll give it up. We'll give it up.
Yes.
All right, so.
Good one, Andrew.
Good one,
That
Andrew.
was a good one. You did a nice job.
Now you have one for us,
Yes.
right?
All
Okay.
right, and now a separate one, and whichever one of us gets this gets a puck signed by Bundy.
Yeah.
That's not true. Go ahead.
So I centered this trivia question around the recent tragedy that happened in the hockey community. So if you all join me in a moment of silence for those missing Jaromir Jagr bobbleheads. So obviously Jagr played for both of these teams tonight, the Flyers and the Bruins. So, and we're not leaving until you get this right.
Uh-oh.
Name every team that Jagr played for in the order that he played for.
Oh, my God. In order. Well, Pittsburgh was first.
Yes.
Right? Washington second.
Yep.
Rangers third.
Yep.
Flyers.
Yep.
Dallas.
Yep.
Florida.
Start over.
Boston was before Florida, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, so do it again. Penguins.
Pittsburgh, Washington, Rangers, Flyers, Dallas, Boston, Florida.
Yes. That was
Start over.
Pens, Caps, Rangers, Flyers, Bruins.
Start over.
So it's either
wait.
Panthers.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Help us out.
So it was
Penguins, Capitals, Rangers, Flyers.
Devils.
Start over.
He was a devil too, wasn't he?
You had the first six. You stop changing the first six. You had the first six.
Penguins,
right.
Capitals, Rangers, Flyers, Stars, Bruins.
Yes.
So that order is fine.
Yes.
Then it would be Devils, then Panthers?
Yes.
There was another one?
Calgary.
Yo! Good job. Good job. It's amazing how you remember the older ones more than the more recent ones, right?
I got a good Jagr story for you when he was in Philly.
Oh, you had a Jagr
And
story?
of course, like we had.
I thought you had like 6,000
I
Jagr
do, but
stories.
ever tell you the good one where he got to me before the game?
No.
And in Flyers, I think we're at Boston, actually. It was an afternoon game. And I was broadcasting. And of course, we had this fierce rivalry. And, he was, I made a name of myself playing. Everyone knows that. But he comes up to me and goes, you know what? Bundy, they broken English. What do you think of that guy over there on that side? I said, I don't think you have to fucking worry about it. If I'm not out there, you'll have a great day today. He just laughed, shook his head, and walked away.
I really learned to appreciate the personality of Jagr the year he was here.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. He'd been around a while, and he was a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess he kind of...
Difficult with certain people.
Yeah.
Like if you ask certain medical people, they may not give you the glaring review. Or there's certain players, or PRs sometimes would say, he was a pain in the ass. Or he could be, but he's also, he's Jagr. He'd already been celebrated, decorated Hall of Famer well before he was here.
Right. Right.
So that's kind of what you get. But I actually, putting that all together, I thought he was a pretty good guy.
And
Feel bad when you played against him.
Oh, we hated him. He used to, I mean, and I'm not lying when I say this, like, he used to try to, like, befriend us at face-offs, like, when we played. Remember one night, he's like, it was an afternoon game, it was a Sunday, I remember football was on. And he comes up to me, he tried to call me by nickname, he goes, hey, Bundy. And I'm like, what the fuck is it going on? and he goes, who do you like today in football? And I know he's doing, I go, fuck you. That was like, forget it. It's 2 minutes into the game. It's, you're not going to come into Philly and get it easy. So if it ain't me, someone else is going to get you. I may as well, set the tone. But that was all the time, and for some reason, he was always game for it. I'll give him credit. He had this thing where he felt he needed to beat me wide, and he couldn't. And he kept thinking he was always going to go wide on me, and it just never happened. So, but he was so dangerous because, the worst part with Jagr is the left shot going down the right side, and he could hook in, like into the middle, and that's why he was so dangerous.
Yeah.
Just a tremendous hockey player.
Yeah, incredible talent and really, really good guy. So, I think we're getting. We're getting close.
We're getting close to the.
We're getting close.
To the third.
That's
Okay.
there's a little Ashlyn Sullivan up on the screen.
We still got some time. Let's hear the Brentmore Lindros story.
That's not true. It's not a real story. Bundy can confirm that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say this. Like, I was there with the two of them. I never heard that or sniffed it one time. And believe me, I'd say it. We don't lie. It's no the goalie. No. But
Maybe a
honestly,
silly podcast.
I think that's like one of those like old wives' tales that went around. Because guys that we get asked about it, we're like, just no. That had nothing. There was nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else you guys wanted to get to from this game, or anything else you want to say to the people?
No, I think we should get going because we have Bundy. I know Bundy's got to get rolling here because he's got the early morning, the carnival. We'll be at the carnival tomorrow for anybody who's watching at home.
Doors
Obviously,
open at 10:30.
10:30, I believe, is when the doors open. Yes,
And we're going live at 10:30.
We're going
is that
live
correct?
at 10:30. We're gonna have
10:30.
we're gonna have several guests, including a coach.
Which coach?
A coach. We're gonna have a coach on tomorrow.
Coach will be talking.
A Flyers
Yes.
coach will talk. Will he answer any of our questions?
I'm sure he will.
Okay.
I'm sure he
Just
will.
came on and didn't say anything. Just stood there.
Or only answer.
Okay, no, hold
no,
on.
wait.
No,
Only
no,
answers
no,
questions
no,
from
no.
you two,
There
but
was-
not me.
There was a great question or a great comment over on YouTube, and I need to find it before. Okay, here it is. R Hextall87 says, Ant should buy a ticket and visit Torts at the Hockey and Hounds station at the carnival. Torts ignoring Ant as a fan donating to charity would be rude. R Hextall87 chose violence this evening. And I'm here for it. We might have to figure that one out.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's
we'll
funny.
be doing the carnival live tomorrow. We'll be there for a few hours. So if you're walking around on the concourse,
Come say
I
hi.
think it's outside of section 101 is where they had us
Between 101 and
tentatively,
102, yeah.
scheduled to be. So come say hey, take picture, all that, and
Yeah, we'll have multiple guests, a couple of executives, and a coach.
You know who I haven't heard from in a while?
Who's
I
that?
haven't heard from Dan Hilferty in a while.
We got
on
a
the show.
we got a free Dan Hilferty.
Hashtag free Hilf.
Free Hilf.
Free Hilf.
Free Hilf.
All right. We'll see.
We're gonna work on it, Dan. We're gonna get
see.
you get you out.
We're gonna break.
People
We're gonna
think
break.
that
We're gonna break the man out.
Or Hill's plant.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's that.
Look, you have a great story about that.
No, I'm not telling that one. I'm not. I'm
Too
not
good.
telling that one.
You know what? You can tell it when we're not on the YouTube.
When we're not on YouTube,
Yeah,
I'll tell
you
the
can
story.
tell
All
that
right.
story.
Anyway, a big thank you to everybody who tuned in online. Are we doing anything post game on the stream or no? Make a
no.
call.
It
Make a
depends,
call. No?
some people do have to get back, so keep
Yeah.
them here. It gives you a chance to break down.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do, folks, if you want, if you're there tomorrow, we're probably going to do like a 15-minute recap of tonight at the carnival tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
So that way,
Yeah. So
we're gonna spend
anybody
the
has a
period-
long
We'll
Chat
spend
with
a
the
period
fine folks
chatting,
here.
and
Okay.
everybody. Yeah.
So
So
I can break everything down now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Don't
should.
save me
We
time.
can get started.
Yeah. Oh well.
Thanks to all
I
our
guess we'll end
listeners.
Are we going to end the stream then? Are
Yeah,
we
we
signing
can-
off?
yeah,
We're
we can
signing off
sign
to the
off,
people.
yeah.
All right. A big thank you to everybody over
Thank
on
God.
YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And hey, can we do one more just so that Andrew, actually do me a favor. Can you go over to the camera? And can you pan the camera
Oh,
around
yes.
to show that it was not artificial intelligence used in that picture we put out on social media?
We aren't smart enough to use artificial intelligence.
Well, listen, there we go. So we got it. There we go. Everybody can wave. We got the crew out here at La Sicilia in Oxford. All right, everybody, make some noise and say bye to everybody online. Hey! All right, everybody, have a great night, and we will talk to
Thanks,
all
everybody.
of you tomorrow at the Flyers Carnival. Have a great night, everybody.